Yay! So I just shut the door, so they can't get out. They've actually decided to sit in there for a bit, so they're just eating now, so I thought I'd just close it. And they went to the toilet as well, so they're obviously getting used to hopping in and out and knowing that they have to go back into the cage to go to the toilet. I need to fill up their hay rack. But right now they're interested in their food, really. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these guys out when they're in their cage at least once a week. And then when they're in their hutch, I'm going to clean them out at least once a week as well. And then Tash and Rabbit, because they're adult rabbits, they need cleaning out more often. So I'm going to clean them out every 3 to 4 days when they're in their cage. And then in the hutch and run cage, I'll clean them out every week. So I normally do them at the weekend because in the week I'm at school. So at the weekend is sort of the main time that I'll be cleaning them out. So yeah. So I just filled up the hay rack. So now it's full of fresh hay. And Coco's hopping around thinking, why can't I get out of the cage again? Basically, I'm trying to show them that when that's closed, they can't get out. But when it is open, they can get out. I've also closed the roof door, just in case they decide to hop out of this and then injure themselves. So yeah, they've been hopping a bit madly outside of the cage, which is the shed floor, because they're so excited, but I don't want them to be so excited that they hurt themselves. So yeah, I'm going to leave them inside the cage for a bit, just so they can settle down and be in a smaller space for a while, and then I'll open the doors again just so they can sort of hop in and out. So yeah. So it's 2:30 in the afternoon and I've just opened the doors of Lily and Coco's cage, and I'm just about to put Tash and Rabbit outside into their run. Basically, as I said in my last clip, I did say that I was going to show them that when the doors were closed they couldn't get out, but then when they are open they can get out. So obviously I said before that I wanted to close them so that they could calm down, because they were so excited when they could have the shed floor and their cage. So I've left them for about an hour and they're nice and calm now. They're just chilling by their hay rack together. They look quite sleepy, to be honest. But yeah, I left them in there for about an hour just so they could calm down. They're nice and calm now, so I just opened the doors again just so they can have the choice of staying in the cage or staying in the shed on the floor, or both. So yeah, so they have just stretched a bit and moved around a bit, so I'm hoping they're going to eventually realise that they're allowed to go out of their cage and into the shed on the floor. When I lock everyone up for the night, I'm actually going to sweep the shed floor because it's really dirty, like all the sawdust and the straw and things, but that's because I cleaned out these guys on Thursday and today's Saturday, and I need to actually get the hoover in here instead of just a broom, because they've got carpets now and it's harder to sweep carpets than just like the normal floor, like concrete. So yeah, I'll be doing that when everyone's back and shut in for the night. So yeah, they're allowed to go on the shed floor and their cage, and then these guys are just about to go into their run outside. So yeah, so I have just put them into their run, and the sun's literally just come out now so they can get a bit warmer. The grass is all wet and so is their run, because the weather where I'm living is not very nice at the moment. It's sort of a bit sceptical. So yeah, I'm going to take my mini trampoline and put it over this little gap just in case they do try to hop out, to try and get a bit more space. I don't really want them to do that because they will run away. One thing that I haven't actually told you is that Wabbit, about 3 or 4 years ago, actually ran away and was like away for a day. And I remember that day I was so upset at school, and then I came back from school and my mum was like, oh my god, they found Wabbit, and I was like, yay. So yeah, they literally found her in my next neighbour's garden, just sitting in the middle of the garden eating some grass. So yeah, if we hadn't actually got her back, then I don't think she'd be here right now. So yeah, I think somebody must have like not closed the door of like the hutch or the run properly, but I'm just so glad that they're still here now. Tash could have easily got out, but she decided not to get out for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, that's them in the run. And then I've got Lily and Coco in their cage, and they've got a choice of going in the cage on the shed floor. So yeah, so Tash and Wabbit have been outside in their run for an hour and a half, and Lily and Coco have been on the shed floor and in their cage for an hour and a half as well. So they're probably going to have another half an hour or so, and then I'll put these guys back into their cage for a bit just to calm down, and then they'll come back out probably about an hour later, and then these guys will stay outside until about 6 o'clock ish, because that's when it gets colder and when it starts to become dark where I live. So yeah, so Lily and Coco have been in their cage and on the shed floor for 1 hour and 40 minutes now. So in 20 minutes they will go into their cage only, and I'll leave them in their cage only for 1 hour, and then when that hour is up I will let them out so they have space on the shed floor and in their cage for another hour or so, and then I'll put them back in and shut them in for the night. Tash and Wabbit will stay outside in their run until 6 o'clock, as I said before, and they will come back into the shed and they will be put back into their cage. So yeah, so what I have decided to do while I am sitting in the shed with the buns is I have opened the lid of this green bin. So the lid's there and then the open compartment is there, so it's facing that way. So they've got this space and then all the space that they already had. And then I've got the storage seat which I sit on, and it's also got some carrots inside it, and I've got my storage box with some rabbit supplies in, and then I use it as a desk. So I've got my laptop and my phone, and then the freezer top I also use if I'm standing up, so I put my laptop or whatever on here. And then obviously the buns just down here on the shed floor, and they've also got the cage as space as well. They're going to go in another 10 minutes or so, and then they'll stay in there for another hour, and then when that hour's up they will come out for another hour and then be shut in for the night when that hour's up, which I said before. So yeah. So they've been out on the shed floor, they've had the cage space as well for about 2 hours, so I'm just going to put them back in their cage for an hour, and then when that hour's up they'll have another hour with the cage space and the shed floor space, and then they will be shut in for the night when that hour is up. So I've just put Lily and Coco back into their cage only, and they'll stay in there for an hour just to calm down and everything, and then in an hour or so they'll come back out for another hour, and then when that hour's up they will go into the cage only again, and they'll be shut in for the night. So yeah. Beautiful girls all over the world. So it's an hour after I've let Lily and Coco have a bit of time to calm down in their cage, and I'm just going to let them out for another hour, and then I'll put them back in when that hour's up, and then that will be them shut in for the night. And because it's 6 o'clock now, I'm going to put Tash and Rabbit back into the shed in their cage, but it has literally just started raining outside, so I've just taken this waterproof mattress cover and put it over where they were sitting. As you can see, Rabbit is actually looking up thinking what it is on top of her run, but yeah, when it stops sort of drizzling a bit and raining, I'm going to go back out and put the mini trampoline there, which is where it normally goes. I'll put this back onto the washing line, and I'll put the run back over there, and then I'll put the hutch back on top, and then put the buns back into the shed in their cage. So I'll come back when I've done all of that. So I have just done everything that I said I was going to do. So I've just put the trampoline back over there where it normally goes. I've put the waterproof mattress cover on there, but then I decided to put it on top of Tash and Rabbit's hutch run cage, and then I've put their run back over there, and I've put the hutch back on top of the run, and then I've put Tash and Rabbit back into the shed in their cage. So that's all done, and I've opened the doors of Lily and Coco's cage so they can go in the cage and on the shed floor, and they'll be out on the shed floor and they'll have the cage space as well for another hour until 7 o'clock, and then everyone will be shut in for the night. So that was just a video of day 2 of Lily and Coco being / living in the shed, and also Tash and Rabbit being outside in the run and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Bye! Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time will be wasted. They got nothing on you.